He had been refused by all people. This is the nature of our countries. I may say may be offensive to you guys, but this is the nature. This is our nature. Please understand this. This is a nature. So
you're saying this is how you end up with 2 million homeless children on the streets?
No one care about them. And please, this may be offensive. You can remove it if you like. When I think to go and register for this organization, I went to the superintendent, which is responsible about all the orphanage. And trust me, I told them, Guy, we are going to help for these homeless kids. He said, why you are zealous like this? I said, this is the mercy of God. We need to have mercy with the kids. He said, sorry for this. Let them die. Wow. We don't care about a lot of kids in the street. If they die, we will bring another kids. Don't put your heart on this problem. Wow. I got shocked and I said, thank you, but we will continue. This is a proof that we are reigned by a satanic, totally ideology, which don't like any mercy to come and touch the kids. And this is, sorry I say this.
I don't know why you would be sorry. If that is the situation, that's the situation. 2 million homeless kids who've been left. I mean, I've got to tell you, I can't fathom it. I can't fathom a situation where that many parents would say, I don't want my children. Whether you're divorced and you're looking to remarry or whatever it is, you would think that the instinct, the human instinct would be to say, but I'll keep my children with me, no matter what, to care for them and to love them. But you're saying it's different. So the organization that you work with then is working to help those kids. How many kids can you say do you all work with right now?
Okay, let me pick something backward. Okay. You said that this is against the nature, is to not to mercy for the kids. Right. This is against the nature, is to kill people. This is against the nature, is to be violent with people. This is against the nature. So what the devil do in our countries is he created another ideology. He created another philosophy, or what we call this today a religion, who dominates, who is against our nature as a human being. What I said this to many people, that this ideology we raised on, this ideology, it crashed our humanity. It just led us to live by a secret code, secret information in a certain box, tell us to go and kill who believe, who don't believe in our belief. Go and be violent with this. Go and take more than a wife. Go and beat our wife. It's totally against our nature. I speak today logically. I am not speaking spiritually anymore. I am just speaking logically. So just please, my audience, go again in front of your conscience and think of this.
Now you're talking about, again, and just to be clear, you're talking about Islam as a religion and as a philosophy and as a belief. Yeah. Now you've made it clear that you have a deep love for Muslims and for the Muslim people.
Yes.
But as an ideology, you're saying that the things that Islam teaches in these countries and the hold that Islam has on the Middle East, the ideology is against human nature. Yeah. To be clear, that's what you're saying?
Yeah, sure. And this is, sorry, I don't want to be offensive if any Muslim audience, I don't accuse yourself. I'm just today examining what you believe, not what all you inherit is true. If I inherit Buddhism, this means that my parents took me to the temple of Buddhism just to pray. I obligated to believe this because my parents raised me as a Buddhist, or my parents raised me as a Hindus, or I don't want to specify anything for any religion because many people may be offensive, but I'm just today saying that not what all I inherit is true. Not what I inherit is true. Let us today examine this. God give us a mind and we will be responsible in front of God about our mind. I encourage you to read I encourage you to know more about your belief and listen to your conscience, which God gave it to you. So please go and be today between you and God and ask Him to show you the true way.
Pastor Warren, we're low on time here, but I wanted to ask you too. Do you think Americans have any idea? Do you think as we sit, even the audience is sitting listening tonight, do you think that they have any clue as to what life is like in these countries? Looking at it from an American ideology.
Well, some of us do, but obviously a lot of people don't have any clue. And I think that, as Pastor David is saying, he doesn't want to be offensive, and most Americans don't want to be offensive. We don't want to criticize a religion or an ideology, but you can see the fruit of various ideologies. And when you go to these countries, my question is, name to me one Muslim country that allows freedom of religion and has democratic principles and that allows people to make their own choices, or that is prosperous, or that is flourishing.
And when you say prosperous, you're talking about the people themselves.
Yes, and I mean, financially, but I also mean in other ways. Right. Is there freedom? Is there openness? Can people grow? Can they develop as human beings? Can they accept new beliefs? Can they study on their own and accept their own beliefs? Or are they forced into a belief system? There's not a Muslim country in the world where you can. It's just different increasing levels of oppression. So I think that a lot of Americans think of religion kind of like, well, that's a personal matter. It doesn't really influence life. And it's difficult for Americans to realize that this ideology is not that way. It is one that demands total submission. In fact, that's what Islam means. It demands that all comply and conform. And so it really has drastic consequences and impact. I would recommend various books. There's Noni Darwish, who's on Fox News a lot. She wrote a book called Cruel and Usual Punishment. I would recommend all Americans read that. Read a man named Bauer. He wrote a book, While Europe Slept, telling about the influence and impact of Islam in Europe. There's a lot of them out there, but read the book by Ayaan Hirsi Ali, the Somali woman who became a member of the Dutch Parliament. She wrote a book called Infidel, which tells the impact of Islam upon families, upon marriages, upon children, and just what the ideology does. Again, we Americans think, it's personal matter, it's just religion, you can't say one is better than another. But I would challenge that and say, well, look at the fruit of it and tell me that that's so. I don't believe it is.
Okay. Well, we're very short on time here, so I thank you both for coming in. Now, for our audience who's watching, if you want to get more, we're going to have a website on the screen, and you can go to the station website. That's www.kscetv.com, and there we can give you more information, not only about how you can help support Pastor David Daniel, but also how you can find more of this information for yourself to read and to study and to learn. This is only part one of 2 segments that we're doing with this, and next week we're going to talk more with Pastor David about some of the very important things that he feels this audience needs to hear about the ideology of Islam. So we'll talk about that more next week. But Pastor David, thank you so much for coming and talking with us. Pastor Warren, thank you. We appreciate it. We'll be back with them more next week, and we'll talk to you at that time as well. Until then, God bless you.